have to put his video also.
Are we live right now?
Yep.
Yes, indeed. We're not broadcasting yet.
No,
Okay.
we are.
What? What'd you say, Nick?
We are.
No, we're not.
I'm watching right now.
But I haven't hit broadcast on here, so nobody could join.
How does my light look?
If you stay right there, you look great.
But if I do that,
Yeah, you get that nasty glare off the window.
fuck. I don't know what to do. Oh, well.
That was good.
Where's Nobu? You know, I've never really done this before, but I actually wrote down notes. No, seriously. Like, I usually just, like my mind works like that. Like, I roll, you know, but.
Yeah. I'm going to start recording at 7 o'clock. So this will be recorded. So if we do lose the live feed, we can, we'll still have a backup of it.
Mute everyone.
Mute all.
Can we see if anybody's watching right now?
I don't know, Nick. Nick? Anybody watching? Nothing? I don't know. Can you hear me? Jacob, can you hear me? Is that a yes? Jacob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I'm muting myself back, I guess. Everybody, text my text. Can't find the thing to join. Somebody send it to Nobu.
Again?
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We're going to start right at 7. One of our other panelists is having a little difficulty getting on. So we will see you soon and hopefully he'll be on. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and I'd just like to first and foremost hope that all of you and your families are doing safe through this difficult time. I know it's hard for all of us, and we would wish we were on the fields, but we will get through this, and hopefully it's over sooner than later. So I would just also like to say thanks for all the support over the last few days as we launched our Facebook page. It truly means a lot and more than you will ever know. In this video tonight, I'm joined by 3 of the founding members of Young Gun Umpires, Jacob Heath, Sean Garrissey, and Nobu Goto. As for myself, I'm Nick Swaha. I'm the main envisioner of Young Gun Umpires. As the name of our organization implies, we are all young and aspiring umpires that have all been touched by this profession, and we've came through the ranks of umpiring in our respective areas of where we live and also in our unique way. We began this page and the idea as a way to reach out and help any and all young umpires and even newer umpires, regardless of the age, as they travel up through the ranks and as they go through their own path of this wonderful profession, as we know, of umpiring. All of us have seen and agreed on that we wished, as we came up through our careers and progressed through, that there was a place that we could go and learn and have some consistent advice and consistent mechanics videos and content that we could learn from and work towards our own goals and aspirations. Across the board, we know that there is some great training materials and videos out there. But what we've seen is that there's 2 things. One, that they're semi-outdated, and the other thing is that they contradict each other from the other videos and content out there. So we really hope to be the main source for those newer and younger umpires and be that middle ground to help them understand what they should be doing as they move up. Just to let you know, as this video goes forward, you will hear from all of us, all of our stories and who we are, how we started umpiring, what we work now, and even our future plans on whether it be in umpiring or our professional lives. Also, at the end of this video, I would like to let you know that we are having a short Q&A session. If you would like to put any questions in, ask away. We're more than happy to answer them. As for the questions themselves, if you wouldn't mind just curtailing them to this forum and how we are going to focus on things. If you have any questions about mechanics, rules, handling situations, or anything to help you grow through this process, just message us and we're more than happy to answer them. At this time, I would like to introduce Jacob Heath for him to talk about our overall goals and vision for Young Gun Umpires.
Hey guys and gals, good afternoon. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning in and kind of listening to what we have to say. I'm going to piggyback off of what Nick said. I'm so appreciative of all of our guys from all over the country that we already know that have supported us. We have so many people to thank, but we're appreciative of it. A big shout out to Nick and Sean. Nick is obviously, like he said before, the main envisioner of this. We want to let everybody know that this is not something to necessarily pass by our time with this unfortunate situation with the coronavirus. We actually talked about this actually before this all came and popped up. This is something that we take rather seriously. But Nick and Sean have done an outstanding job. Nick is the main envisioner. He came, brought this to me, and then obviously we all respectively brought on Sean and Nobu, and so we're really excited about this, and we hope that we continue to get you guys support and helping in what we're doing. So I want everybody to know, number one, this is a support group for younger and newer umpires, both on and off of the field. Okay, when we say off the field, we obviously mean whether it's networking, whether it's being a good partner on how to do that. Maybe it's blocking dates in your respective forums, whether it's Arbiter, Horizon, WebRef, whatever it is, making our assigner's job easier. Okay. not being a problem. Okay. And anything like that, running into problems with, we want better games. And are we really doing what we need to do as far as looking in the mirror? Am I the problem? Okay. Little things like that. And obviously on the field, our goals are to make everybody that comes in here, newer, younger umpires, we want to help them by simply increasing their knowledge, whether it's rules, mechanics, or situational knowledge. We want to create, most importantly, a judgmental free and a positive environment. We want everybody to know that any and all questions are welcome. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So we're here for whatever you may need. Like Nick said, we've all handled our business in our respective areas. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. And so I'm obviously in a different area than these three guys, but I've handled my business here and I've enjoyed it so much. And so we want to let everybody know that no matter what the situation is, no matter what's going on, judgment free and positive stuff only. Okay. And we would appreciate your help with that on this page. We already have, we will continue to spend our own time, our effort, and our money to make this a great page and group. We want to be looked at and respected for seriously. So this is, again, not something to pass by our time. This is something that we hope to continue to kind of make a standard. When we're bringing newer, younger guys in, if somebody who's brand new, fresh, whatever it may be, hey man, go check Young Gun Umpires out on Facebook. So we continue to work hard to do that and all that good stuff. Send new guys our way. Let them know about us. Anybody who you even think. It doesn't hurt to like, to follow, to share, whatever it is. Your friends, your family, whatever it is. There's no such thing as bad exposure at this point. And that's pretty much it. I just want to thank you all again for your support, for your time and effort in helping us accomplish what we're trying to do. We just want to be a part of this process. We want to let everybody know that this is a process and help these guys out. So we appreciate it. We appreciate your support now and in the future. So thank you very much. And I'm going to turn it over to Sean.
Hey guys, Sean Garrettsy. So Nick kind of brought me in here as a kind of like the third or fourth guy to kind of join up. First and foremost, kind of my background. I'm a teacher. I teach elementary school. I've taught high school. So I'm really here to try and answer any of your questions that you guys can come up with. If we can't find an answer, I'm more than happy to try and look it up. We got rule books, we've got case books, we've got, manuals that we can all look at. If we can't find an answer, we're going to reach out to kind of our network and get that answer for you guys, so feel free to come to us and answer a question. Like Jacob said, Nick, myself, and Nobu are all based out of New York. I'm specifically out of Syracuse, New York. Kind of my background in umpiring, I started, almost 10 years ago now as a Little League umpire. I did that for about 6 years, self-taught. A lot of the mechanics that I was self-taught. I went to Cooperstown Dreams Park. I've been doing that now for 6 years. I learned a lot there. Was very fortunate, got paired up with some guys that were really strong and really focused on teaching and learning. So, that was a huge part of me becoming a better umpire and getting to where I am now. About 3 years ago, I started doing high school baseball. My first season, I was fortunate enough to get into some varsity games. I had some great instructors in the off season there, and just kind of where, got me to where I am now. This is now my second year doing college baseball. Last year I had a full JUCO and D3 schedule. This year was the same thing until they canceled all our games. Like Jacob and Nick both said, feel free to message any one of us. We're all here for you guys. And I really want to just reiterate, we're not into the bashing. That's kind of why we started this page. We really do not want to see any negative comments. No question is stupid. However, keep in mind, we're not going to necessarily be able to get right back to you. We all do have jobs. We all have other things that we got going on in our own lives. So just keep in mind that, we do have other stuff going on. We will get back to you as soon as we can. Obviously, we're here to help you, but just feel free to, message or post a question in the page. We'll get to it. I promise you, we will get back to it, and we will get you the answers that you're looking for, guys. Next up, we will have Nobu.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Nobu Goto. I'm 23 years old from Queens, New York. And just a little bit about myself, my background in umpiring. Once I graduated high school, I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do with my life. So I went ahead and I was able to get in touch with my local assigner. And just through the environment and the connections I was able to make there, the following year, I went to umpire school in 2017. That year, I was fortunate enough to work in the Coastal Plain League, and then came back home. I started working college baseball for United Umpires, and then this past January, I once again went to umpire school, and you will see me again in the Coastal Plain League. As far as what you'll see me bring to the table in this group, I will be your rules guy. And as well as I can anticipate, we want to see a lot of young faces that'll be joining our group. And some of you may have aspirations to have a career umpiring in professional baseball. And anything I can do, I'm more than happy to share my experiences going to umpire school, both the first time and the second time. They're very different. And anything I can do to let you become the best umpire you can possibly be. That's what we're all about. That's how we all came together, and just to foster the people relationships that you build in this profession. It's the best thing you'll get out of it. All four of us here were able to meet through this profession, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm just so grateful for what umpiring's given me, and this is how I want to pay it forward. And this time I'm going to throw it to Jacob, and he's going to tell you about how he got into umpiring.
Thanks, Nobu. Once again, really excited to work with these guys. Me and Nobu just met, obviously, in the last week or two. Nick and Sean I've known for some time, both very good friends of mine, and so I'm excited to do this. But to get back to or should I say to start my story, I umpired my first game. I was probably about 12 years old. For those of you that are watching anywhere near me at Little Farms Playground, I was on the backfield. It was probably some T-ball stuff. Honestly, that's what I remember it as. And man, I was just so excited to be out there. Everybody has a defining moment. I've never had that defining moment. It's something I've always wanted to do. Remember bothering my playground director, one of them being Gary Schmidt, and always to let me umpire. And actually that day somebody didn't show up, and I still wasn't technically old enough. And from that point on, almost every summer, I have worked and I've put my time and effort in. It is something that I just enjoy and love to do. My life is centered around it. It has brought me my bestest friends. It has taken me places all over this country, and I'm in love with it, man. That's what I love to do. I never, not to say that I don't, not to take it for granted, but never realized how much I loved umpiring until all this stuff had unfortunately gone on. Had worked so hard just to get to this season, but from that point, I went to rec league, was doing all that stuff, working for a guy named Dave Fielding down here. Very appreciative of him and his opportunities he gave me. Went to Cooperstown. I was 18 years old that summer, and I have gone there every summer since. Unfortunately, won't be there this summer. Obviously, all of us won't, but we'll miss all those guys. Met pretty much three important guys: Greg Mattioli, Phil Fisher, and Chad Bush, and along there became friends with people like Paul McKean and Janet Thomas, and created friendships that will last a lifetime. And But those core people really helped me how to umpire. They taught me the profession, and I'm so appreciative of that. It allowed me to come back home here to New Orleans and join the association that I'm part of now, which is Crescent City Umpires, and Shane Rigdon and his crew and what they've done for me calling high school ball. I was also hired into JUCO baseball this year. Very exciting time for me. Called my first JUCO games this year. I have been blessed by the grace of God to move where I have moved in this business, and I'm so thankful for it. And but the most important thing has been everything that's been off the field, which is friendships, and understanding that this stuff is a process, man. It's brought me so much peace and joy, and I'm a big guy on that. So I hope that everybody that we encounter can feel the same peace and joy that I do when I'm talking about this, when I'm working about this. Am I making money, but it doesn't feel like work, so I love what I do. My aspirations are to hopefully one day become a professional umpire. My plans are as of this moment to go to professional umpire school this upcoming January. It's been a road, it's been a journey, especially physically for those of you that know me. 2 years actually, two and a half to this date. I stepped on the scale and I was about 425 pounds, and up until this point, I've lost about 185 pounds, and so proud of it. So thankful for the support of my friends and my family, and so this stuff, umpiring, it brings you so much more than money, whatever else you want it to bring you. It brings you your lifelong friends, and it brings you so much joy if you're doing it for the right reasons. So once again, to all three of you that are in here with me, I appreciate you. I appreciate your effort. And I look so much forward to being a part of this and helping the umpiring community as a whole with the next generation of umpires. I think I'm going to turn it over to Nick now, and he's going to share his story with us.
Thanks, Jacob, and we're appreciative of you too, and we're looking forward to working you even more and more as this goes forward. As I'm looking through the comments right now, I see a lot of love and a lot of support here, and we're thankful for that, guys. And one really stands out. Alex Scandalis, he said hashtag umpire start. And actually YGU, who actually Sean and I and Neobu work for, they're currently doing a little video series about people's umpire starts. So this is kind of an extension of that right now. But I started umpiring. Let's see, I'm going on, this would have been my 11th year of umpiring. I started at the age of 12. I'm currently 22 years old. I'm a senior and I'm graduating this year from SUNY Cortland with a undergraduate degree in sport management with a concentration in intercollegiate administration. But my umpire path itself, I started doing Little League. I jumped in and did a game once, and I've been hooked ever since. Going from high school to college, I knew I wanted to continue to umpire. I just didn't know how and to where to start from. And one day I was actually walking around campus. I was going to my car, and I heard some bats dinging, and I heard some baseballs and whatnot. And I went to the baseball field, and I realized at that point that it was the first ever United Collegiate Umpires Cortland Clinic that I just stumbled upon. So from there, I met Warren Bumpus, who got my start in high school baseball in the Syracuse chapter up here of New York State Baseball Umpires Association. He was the rules interpreter up here at that point, so he helped me get into high school baseball. And being a sport management major, I'm constantly involved in events and running events, or whether it be working them too. So my sophomore year, I helped work, it would have been my freshman year. I helped work the New York State regional for Division III as event staff, and I was basically the umpire liaison. The SUNYAC helped host it, and Tom DiCamillo, who is the commissioner, knew that I umpired, so he thought it would be a great role for me to take on. And from there, I met one of my closest mentors, and will be for the rest of my life, even in my professional and personal life, Matt McMahon. And he was actually working the Division III World Series that same year. and he contacted Don Unland, the D3 national coordinator, and he said, "This kid, he does a great job, and we would love to take him out with us to Appleton at that time." And I went out there, was their liaison. I was also in charge of on-field replay. We didn't have any replay that year, but being that it was their first year, but it was great. And I've been doing that ever since. And that same year, Alex Scandallis, who I mentioned before, he came out and met some of the umpires that were working that he worked for him. And I signed up for my first UCU clinic, which was in Rochester that year. And then the following year, I started doing college baseball also. So my path's a little bit unique. I just happened to stumble upon some stuff here and there, and I'm just lucky to have things fall in place. And I'm eternally grateful for that. On top of that, I think Jacob said also that I go to Cooperstown with Sean and Jacob every year. Unfortunately, not this year. We can't meet up, but we will. We're looking forward to seeing each other again. And going forward, my plans are to go to professional umpire school. I'm planning on going this coming year, depending on all the situation that goes on, but I am planning on going. And if I get a job or if I don't, that's fine. I'm letting the dice roll how they go. I always do have my degree to fall back on too. So that's my start. Hope you enjoyed our stories, and we're looking forward to hear some of your stories and helping you grow. At this point, I want to hand it off to Nobu again, as he's going to talk about some advice for any newer umpires and how they can use this platform.
Thanks, Nick. Just really briefly, I just want to use this allotted time to answer the question, how can we all use this platform to make you the best umpire you can possibly be? It's very easy in this profession to kind of look over your shoulder, look around, say, oh, he's doing this game, oh, he's got that, he gets to do this. But what it all really comes down to is, what are you doing for yourself? It's umpiring in itself is a mental challenge and a battle with and against yourself. And it's all about what you can do for yourself and put yourself in the best position to succeed. And what we are here for, all four of us, we are here to be that support system, like Jacob said, to help you elevate you to that position. And to put it as simply as possible, in my opinion, I think your best asset can be your ears and how you use them. You know, you always learn more by listening than actually doing. One very quick tidbit from umpire school: every instructor will tell you you learn more when you're standing on the side in the runner's line, watching other people go, instead of when your actual rep is up. And that really applies everywhere in this profession. So hopefully we can create a really, really good learning environment through our page and what we started, and we will do our best to be the standard for new and upcoming umpires to learn and better themselves in a really good environment, no judgments. And how we're going to do that is we're all going to be kind and respectful, and live off of each other's success, because that's what it's all about. You know, nobody can umpire by themselves. You have to be a crew. The four of us are certainly a crew. We've all worked together and combine our strengths to make this. And all of us collectively here watching this on the page, we're a crew itself. This entire profession, we're all one team. Sometimes it's the only person looking after umpires are other umpires, and that's why we have to look after each other. And yes, that's what we're here for. We are here for you guys. That's what I got for that. I believe we have some questions. I'll throw it to Nick for that, and we can answer some questions that any of you might have here on the Facebook Live feed.
So right now I am going to start kind of looking through some of these questions here. The first one here is for Nick. How do you manage your time while studying in college? If you're doing an intense degree, do you have time for school ball? So kind of talk about how you manage your time.
It's a good question. It's been hard over the last 4 years, and especially being that I want to go into a master's degree at some point, it's definitely going to be hard. Um, what I did, especially at the start, and I continue to do, is I make a schedule for myself. I have an Excel file, and I also have a calendar up on my wall that has every single one of my games, so I know when I have to set time for working on schoolwork or doing things or uh, learning my craft or doing all that stuff. Um, it gets pretty easy once I got into a groove of how I do things, but overall, it wasn't that hard, but it definitely was a struggle at first.
Our next question is, what kind of content are we gonna be focusing on for that? I'm gonna throw it over to Nobu.
Sure, thanks for the question. We're going to do our best to keep all of our content coming out very well balanced through a multitude of platforms and on different topics. Like Jacob said earlier, we are not just, we'll obviously cover the rules, the mechanics, and the basic by the book knowledge of umpiring. That's very important. But on top of that, we're also going to be that support system and try to give as much advice possible about the things that umpire manuals and rule books don't necessarily talk about that are imperative to being a successful umpire. Things like how to manage a good schedule, how to balance between multiple assigners, things of that nature. And then, well, as we do that, we also have some really great plans to bring in certain guests throughout our profession, whether they're umpires or assigners, and they will be able to share their experiences and try to help everyone out as much as possible.
So the next question we have is, how do you envision the MILB Academy and minor league umpiring changing in the future with the automated zones coming? I know Nobu's been kind of through the academy, so maybe he can best answer that question.
Yeah, sure. It's actually very interesting because the first time I went to the Umpire Academy in 2017, that wasn't even a mention or a question. No one really thought anything about automated strike zones. But now that I went back in 2020, it was a completely different ballgame. Obviously coming in, the Atlantic League had already done their trials, and at that point, we knew that the Florida State League was considering implementing the automated strike zone, which they announced they will do that. And then also the curriculum at umpire school certainly changed. We have our instructor, Mr. Tom Honick, who's also on staff of the United Umpires. He does a great job in the technology front. And he designed a system that he designed a laser-based system that helped us train using a robotic ball strike system, not so much to replace us or be an addition, but as a tool to assist us and to help us out with balls and strikes. And in terms of the direction it's going, it's certainly, as technology gets better, I can see it definitely playing a bigger role in professional baseball, even in a lot of spring training facilities. Maybe a couple years ago, only the main stadium field only had the TrackMan radar tracking system. Now you're seeing the backfields get it. My friends who are working minor league spring training games and what looks like just a complex field, they're coming back into the locker room and they're getting a strike zone report. And I think in terms of our profession, the capabilities are there to use it as a tool to make us better. as umpires back there, because that's the direction the game is changing, and hopefully it does go in that direction as a positive.
So one more question for Nobu. Kind of what are you guys looking for at pro school for hires right now? So go ahead and answer that one up.
Sure. Obviously, proficiency in the two-man umpire system is critical and necessary. Rules knowledge is a must. No professional umpire doesn't know the rules. That all goes without saying, but it also goes more than that. Just being that umpire who can move around good and score really good on the test, that isn't enough to get you into professional baseball. It is umpire school, in a way, is a 4-week job interview, 5 weeks if you're fortunate enough to go to the advanced course, and there instructors will look at how you deal with other people. Are you a good crew guy? Are you personable? And I can tell you, I've seen guys who can umpire, but can't umpire with other people, and they don't do as well. And that's also really important. Field presence is important, because this is all about handling situations, managing personalities, and you have to be believable. So it's all of those intangible things on top of the hard book knowledge is all necessary to go and get into professional baseball.
So at this point, I'm going to throw it over to Jacob. We want to kind of talk about some more of the content that we're going to be having on the page, some different ideas that we have come up with. And as always, we're kind of open to more ideas from you guys about how you kind of want us to present more stuff to you on the page. So for right now, Jacob's going to answer some questions real quick.
Hey guys, just want to touch on a few things as far as the things that you maybe wouldn't think about that we're going to put on this page. Starting off with podcasts, we are fortunate enough between the four of us. We are blessed and lucky enough to have some connections around the country. Obviously, UCU is a great place to have some guys that have been to the top, very top of our profession, and that are in the minor leagues as well. And for me, it's anybody from Jesse Bush all the way to somebody like Alex Ziegler, who actually just got released from professional baseball. We will also be talking to normal everyday high school guys. I know one of my assignment secretaries down here is one of the guys that I would love to get on a podcast. Somebody who started at the bottom and who is obviously assigning high school baseball now, and to talk about their paths. So kind of understanding it, and what we're trying to get the message across about those podcasts is not just, yeah, hey, it's cool to talk to these guys and pick their brains and ask questions, but it's to let everybody know that this stuff is a process. And it's a roller coaster. Not everything's always going to be smooth sailing just because you do what you're supposed to do each and every day. Sometimes it's a numbers game. Sometimes it's being patient and you just understanding that you just got to keep grinding it out each and every day. And that's all of our mindsets. You know, you got to realize we got a guy that's fighting for a job in professional baseball. We got two guys between me and Nick who want to be in professional baseball, and we're grinding it every day. Sean, who's trying to work his way up through the college ranks, and it takes a lot of courage, discipline, and effort from your life and focus to get to where you want to be. This stuff's not easy, and Nobu hit it the nail on top of the head, 100%. That a lot of guys can umpire, but some guys just can't umpire with other guys, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for guys to be personable, to be professional, regardless of the situation. And we're going to hope to do that by showing you some podcasts, some Q&A sessions with some big time guys. Hopefully we're able to get some big time D1 guys. We all have access to some of those guys, and we'll reach out to them and touch on some of the things that Sean has said before. We have great and vast knowledge here between the four of us. But obviously, if there is ever a point in time where we think we don't have the answer to something, we are, again, lucky and blessed enough to know the certain people that will know those answers, and we will not steer anybody in the wrong direction. in this group. So very excited, very appreciative. Share us, like us, comment, whatever it is. Help us get out there, help us to reach these guys, and help us to essentially help the next generation of umpires. I think I'm going to throw it back to Sean for the conclusion.
So one thing I just want to point out in the something we noticed in the comments is actually from the guy that Nick, Nobu, and I all work for is Alex Scandallis. You know, the three of us will pretty much travel wherever he needs us to go. And I don't think a single one of us has ever told him no. I mean, I went probably 2.5 hours outside of my radius just to cover a game for him over the summer. You know, I'll do games for him whenever they call us. You know, I try and work around my work schedule as much as I possibly can. And I know the other guys do as well. So, you know, for me, making sure that, you know, whenever there's time that you have to do a game, make sure your blocks are off, make sure your availability's, you know, open, and make sure that your assigner knows your numbers. You have current contact info so that you guys can get in touch with you. You know, and like everybody here has said, we're all here to give back. You know, we all wish that we had something like this to kind of help us out, and you know, kind of make sure that, you know, you're doing the right things, you're following the right paths, and, you know, asking questions when you need to. So, you know, that's just kind of some big stuff, and that's a big assigner up here in New York. You know, Alex has D1 through D3 ball and JUCO up here. So, you know, working for him has been great. And he's another guy that has always preached about learning and kind of growing as an umpire, trying to get to higher levels and being the best that you can be as an umpire. And it's not necessarily just umpiring. Like, he's preaching about becoming a better person and becoming a better umpire. So it's not just on-field stuff. It's the off-field and being completely a good person and all. So I just want to kind of talk about some people that really helped us get started, and we're going to kind of finish everything up here, guys. Thank you for joining us for this this meeting. So first off, I want to thank Ray Brownlee from Ump Life. He has been a huge person that has really helped us get off the ground and get started. He shared our page on his page, and, you know, within 24 hours, we started getting likes and follows. So I just want to thank Ray. Thank you from all of us. You know, you really helped us get to where we needed to really get this following and be able to do what we wanted to do. The other person that we want to thank as a group is one of my buddies, my personal buddies from New York here. He actually created our logo. So if you can see the logo here over my shoulder, also on our Facebook page, my buddy Dom, he actually, I called him up out of a whim, and I'm like, hey man, I need you to make a logo for us. And he stopped what he was doing and he did it. And this is what he came up with. And we've gotten a lot of compliments about the logo and the name. The name, again, Ray, thank you. You know, that talks to kind of what the networking of umpiring really can do for you. So I want to open it up to the other three guys in here and just see if they have any last comments and anybody else they want to talk to. I'm going to start off with Jacob.
No, guys, just really appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all your time and your effort to listening to us. I know that sometimes in this profession, it's hard to, I guess you could say, listen to the younger guys. But we appreciate that, and we're going to work hard for you all. We're going to work hard to do the best we can for the next generation of umpires. Outstanding job, Sean. Outstanding job, Nick. Nobu, great job. I look forward to working with these guys and just being a part of this process. Thankful for it, and all by the grace of God.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, two things. Again, I'm just going to echo what they said. Thanks for the support. Thanks for getting on tonight. Thanks for all the comments and the love that we feel. We definitely know it's out there, and we want to continue it, and we want to be there for every single one of you, and especially the new people, because we were there and we still are there, and we want to give back to them. And the other thing is, please stay safe throughout this hard and strenuous time. I know it's not easy, but let's keep our heads up and keep moving forward.
Thanks, Nick. And last but not least, Nobu.
Again, yeah, thanks everyone throughout this difficult time. It might easy to say, we're not umpiring, we don't have to do anything right now, but the four of us came together. We said, let's make the most out of it. Let's not use this as an excuse. So, let's stay home, be socially responsible, and work hard and make each other better.
All right, guys, thank you. That's all we have for you. Feel free to start posting some stuff on the page, any of your questions. I believe we are going to let that poll finish up. I believe there's a couple more days on it, and get everybody's final answers as far as where we're going to start. So make sure you go onto the page, pick your answer on that poll, and we're going to get the four of us together and kind of figure everything else out and get you guys started with some great content. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it.